Going to go through how views help us to look at linked tables when we're doing PHP and MySQL. Right here I've got the view of assessments, and if you can see I've got the actual assessment, which involves a student being entered for a standard. I've got the student details here from the students table, and I've got the standard details here from the standards table, and they're linked by the assessments table. Let's just go and see how that works. I'm running a query here, which is in class.crud actually, and that query, just find it, is doing select star from assessments detailed, and that is then giving me these fields here from those different tables. So assessments detailed is not a table like all the other tables. This is a view. So we're going to go into MySQL and see how that view can be made. Now, if you're making a query, you can, in theory, use this interface to make a query. That would work, and in theory you could do a visual builder thing and actually tick the fields and use them from here. I found that to be buggy and more complicated than just doing it the proper way. So, not the proper way, the old school way. So we're just going to do that. Now we are going to need to do two queries, really. In theory we could do it in one query, and in practice as well, but it's going to make it way too complicated because we have to do two joins, and we're going to write this by hand. So we'll do one query first and then we'll build on that. So we'll start with select, and then it's going to be, and we need to remember the fields we need, students dot student ID, comma students dot last name, comma students dot first name. I don't think I needed any other fields, did I? Just going back to here and check that. Student last name, first name, that's great. And so that's all just from the students table. And then I'm still going to need the assessments dot assessment ID and the standards dot standard, I think it's standard number, isn't it, rather than standard ID. And that's going to be from assessments join students, where assessments dot student ID equals students dot student ID. Makes sense? I wonder if I've typed it in right. Let's find out. Nope. So standards.standard number, of course, isn't standards.standard number, it's assessments.standard number. So if I edit SQL, where do I edit that? Here, standards.standard number, assessments.standard number, because those are the only two tables that we're using. It's the assessments and the students, and we need that standard number for next time, so that should work. Right, so that gives me the name of the student with the standard that they're entered for, and still gives me the assessment ID. So I'm going to create a view which is going to be called it's going to be called assessments detailed, and then I'm just going to put with students, try and do something vaguely descriptive of what's actually in there. So now I'm going to go back to the top level and I'm going to make another view. So again, from SQL I'm going to write a select, and this time I'm going to be selecting from that view I just made. So from assessments detailed students, let's just check I've got that name right. It's always good to get that correct. Yeah. Because I'm going to copy and paste assessments detailed students, and then Control C, select dot student ID, comma that dot last name, comma that dot first name, comma that and then I think we'll take the assessment ID as well. Always good to have that unique ID. And then we're also going to go to the standards table, standards dot, and then we'll get the title and standards dot credits. And do I want anything else? I'm going to get the standard number as well. So standards dot standard number from, and that's going to be from the table join, sorry, the view from the join with the standards table, where that standard number is the same as the standards. I seem to have forgotten to put a dot in there. Standards dot standard number, and there's a faint chance that will be right. Let's give it a go. Good lord, it worked. So yeah, I've got the name of the students and the title and the credits and the standard number, and I've still got the assessment ID, so I'm pulling from all those three tables. So you need to make the that exact view for your own database, and then you'll be able to see everything. And that's the general principle for pulling from several different tables.